Hello.
Hello, I
Is it
can hear
most clear?
perfect. Yes, it is. We can hear you loud and clear. Loud and clear. How's the life?
Now it's good.
Now it's good? All
Yeah.
right. Okay. And how about you, Katerina? How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. Good to hear. Awesome. Someone's playing with me here. All right. Oksana? Hello? Oksana? Nope. All right. Okay. So, today, I hope we're all having a good day because my day started out slow, but it's doing all right. It's doing all right. And how about your days? How are your days going today, guys?
Um, as for me, it was just ordinary working day, quite
Okay,
product,
okay.
productive. Yeah,
Yeah, quite productive. That's good.
yeah, quite productive, and I'm satisfied with my job today. Work.
Okay. You work from home, yes?
What?
You work from home, and so you had work
No,
from home,
no,
and
I,
then
I work from my office, but all my colleagues switch to remote work, so
okay,
I work in my office alone. So I'm still isolated, even if I work from office,
okay. But you
because
still have to travel. You still have to travel to the office, don't you?
I commute walking, so I don't need to use public transport because my office
Okay.
is quite close, relatively close to
Lucky.
my home.
Well, lucky you, huh?
Hmm.
Lucky. Yeah. All right. Lucky you. Okay. Very good then. Okay. Very, very good. And what about you, Pasha? Pavel?
Mm, I have been
How's
walking and I worked hard at the beginning of this month and I have some free time. And today I spent about 2 hours create puzzles.
you were making a puzzle?
Puzzles, yeah.
Okay. Like a picture puzzle.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. And how is it going, or how did it go? Have you finished it?
I have just finished it.
You've just finished it.
Yes, only
Well,
500 details.
And
yeah.
what
He said that like it was.
Is it?
what's the picture of this puzzle?
Mm, sky,
Oh,
sky and water. It's not so easy, but I
mm.
like it.
All right. That's cool. So you like puzzles?
Yeah,
You like puzzles? Okay. And is
but
this the
uh,
first?
but I
Uh-huh, sorry.
think puzzles is not a good thing because it needs a lot of time, and
Takes a lot of
sometimes
time, right?
yes,
Uh-huh.
sometimes you just waste time when you create something useless.
Okay. Well, yikes. Well, as long as I don't know, but aren't you happy with the result?
Yes, yes, but when I think, but when I thought what I can do instead of puzzles, I little bit sad.
Yeah, 3 hours is a lot. All right, 3 hours is a lot. But okay, all right. And what about you, Katerina? Are you big on puzzles?
uh, I'm not quite fond of puzzles, but I think it's quite fascinating and challenging thing. So maybe someday I will buy.
Buy a puzzle and try it out, yes?
Yeah, yeah, maybe
Okay.
someday.
Someday, right? Someday. Okay. All right. What about you, Oksana? Oksana, are you big on puzzles? Oksana? We have a spy in the house. She can see us, she can hear us, but we can't see or hear her. The Black Widow, Oksana. Oksana? Okay, well, I think we'll have to continue without Oksana today. Oh, she left. She didn't know. All right. So today we're continuing from our exercise 3A. Who knows? Who has any idea what topic we have for today? Any idea?
Relationships or
Come again?
relationships maybe or what? No?
Close. All
No.
right. Close. Close. All right. But yeah, close. Really close, actually. Connected, but not exactly. But connected. Yes, connected. Okay, connected. Related to the topic. All right. So we have a quote as usual. Right. We'll start with a quote. Good. So the quote we've got today is when a woman says nothing, when a woman says nothing's wrong, that means everything's wrong. And when a woman says everything's wrong, that means everything's wrong. I think we have two ladies in the house, but one of them is a spy. So I suppose I'll ask the only talking lady today. Do you agree or disagree with this quote?
Could you please repeat a little bit slower because the sound wasn't good.
Okay. So the quote goes, when a
Uh-huh.
woman says something's wrong, that means everything's wrong. And
Uh-huh.
when a woman says everything's wrong, that means everything's wrong.
Oh, I got it.
So,
Um,
agree, disagree? Which is it? Do you agree with the quote? Do you disagree with the quote?
um, mm, not really,
Not really. Okay.
but it depends on certain woman, I
Okay.
guess. Uh, some, one person is inclined to make everything as a drama, and the
Okay.
other woman uh, is not inclined to like to to turn everything into drama.
Okay.
So that this quote is quite close to real life, I think, because women are more emotional people. So sometimes when something little is wrong in our lives, it seems to us that so it's like make our life bad at the whole. Sometimes it happens, really. Yeah.
Okay. And so, what do you think, Pavel? What do you think, Paul?
I really don't know because I have some bad no so sounds and I don't understand what you asked about women.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I partially agree with the expression.
Mhm.
I partially agree, yes, because sometimes the woman, if you ask a lady, are you all right? And she goes, everything's fine. She's lying. It means she's gonna kill you in your sleep. All right, run away. But okay, all right. So I suppose today we're talking about relationships, okay? But we're gonna start with something negative. I'm sorry, but we try to end on a high note, okay? So we're talking about breakups today, actually. We're talking about what? Breakups, okay?
Oh,
Um, uh, okay. So before, so that to give you a little of, oh, hello, Oksana. How are you?
I don't know why,
Oksana.
but from my notebook it doesn't work. Hello. I
Strange.
mean that there is a problem with my, I don't know, with the site or something, because through my notebook it doesn't work. It works only on my mobile phone. I don't know
Well, as
why.
long as you're here, as long as you're here,
I
I suppose
tried to
that's good.
through what?
Well, I say as long as you're here, that's fine. That's good enough. As long as you can hear us and we can hear you, that's good enough.
Ah, yeah, okay, yes.
Okay, all right, great. So, just for a little context, how many of us here have ever been in a breakup?
In a
Just for the sake
breakup,
of
you mean
context,
from
how?
relationship? In relation,
Yes, you had a boyfriend, now you don't, or you once upon a time you had a boyfriend, then he broke up with you.
I broke up like half a year ago, I think.
Oh, okay. And I understand that it's private, but could I ask what happened?
You can ask whatever you like. I'm
Okay, all
well.
right. So what happened?
He just started irritating me a lot, and there was huge misunderstanding
Understanding? Uh-huh.
of our lives, and
Okay.
he just stopped bringing me any happy
Pleasure.
feelings, only
Okay.
irritation and just some bad emotions,
Uh-huh.
nothing that can please you,
Okay.
and I realized that I don't see the future in this relationship, and I don't feel good enough and don't feel happy and satisfied
Okay.
with
Okay.
that. Just decided to break up with him, and that's
Okay.
it.
All right. And what about you, Pasha? Are you in a relationship or
I broken up about 1 year ago, and now I am
okay?
free. And
Free. I like the way he put it.
yeah,
Now I am free.
I'm free. Yeah, yes, because I was in a relationship about 5 years, and
Okay.
I don't
Ooh, that's
know.
forever.
Yeah, yeah, and I wanted to get offer. Oh no, I wanted to offer.
You wanted to ask her to marry you?
Yes, but sometimes was going wrong, and now I am free.
Um, oh, okay. Well, if you put it that way, I'm happy for you, man. Happy for you. Okay. And what about you, Katerina? In a relationship? Broke
No,
up?
I experienced breakups as well, and
Okay.
so the only thing that I can say about it is that we just saw at life from other perspectives, and we just in general, I don't know
Uh-huh.
how to say.
Uh-huh.
So, but the main things in breakups, I think, is um, to treat your partner
Uh-huh.
with respect, and even if you you going to break up,
Uh-huh.
you should
Uh-huh.
do it with respect and in
Okay.
tactful way. So
Okay.
I
All
did
right.
so.
Okay. So thank you very much, guys, for sharing. We are going to read a couple of breakup texts. What is it called? Breakup lines. Yes, okay. And we're going to read the top 10 breakup lines from a website, actually. Which one do you think is the least hurtful way of explaining to someone that you want to break up with them? All right. Okay.
Mhm.
Which do you think is the least hurtful way? All right. Okay. So
Mhm.
I will read them and then you grade them as we go. All right. I will read them and you will grade them as we go. All right. So
Mhm.
the first one we have is it's not me, it's you. Sorry, it's not you, rather, it's me. On the scale of 1 to 10, how hurtful is that one? It's
How?
not you, it's me.
That's just a regular way to say that you don't want to be in relationship anymore. It's like polite way to get rid of a person. That's all right. It's not
Mhm.
10 or something. It's just a common thing to say in this situation.
Yeah,
It's not
Okay.
in of a person.
yeah, it's
Okay.
not shame other person.
Okay.
It's kind of
Uh-huh.
person understands that you just don't want to be with him or her anymore, but
Okay.
it's a polite way to say it. That that's you, not me. But I say that that's me, not you. But we all know.
Okay. We all know who, right? We all know who, right? Yeah, we all know who's at fault. Okay.
Oh, I don't want to hurt you. That's why I say that.
Okay. All right. And then number two, I think the first time I saw this one, I was a little bamboozled when I saw this one. It was a little um uh, unorthodox actually. I would never think of using this one just in case. So the second one says, "I love you, but I'm not in love with you."
That's bullshit.
Bullshit. I wouldn't put it any other way. That is a load of BS. An absolute load of BS. Okay, but okay. What about Pasha? Pasha, what do you think?
I once said it one girl because
You've used this one before?
yes, because
Uh,
because I want to broken up, but she wanted to be together, and I don't know what I what I should to do, and I said this bullshit.
Yeah.
and what reaction did you get?
uh, she was insulted.
She was insulted.
Yes, she was insulted. But I got what I wanted.
That's yeah. I don't know. I think that well, it's yeah, it's that. Okay, okay. And then the next one. I think we would be better off as friends. I think we would be better off as friends. Scale of 1 to 10, how hurtful is this one? Hurtful? Not quite. Reasonable.
The same.
Same
For
as
me,
the last one or same as the first one?
just an excuse, to again just break up, and that's it. And if person agrees, it means that person understands everything, but it's just again you politely saying that we can't be together anymore, because I
Okay.
don't think that they will stay as friends, even if you propose this, like, let's be just friends, but it won't happen, I guess, in future.
Okay. Okay. All right. And Ekaterina, what do you think about that one?
So I experienced attempts to stay um, in friendship with
Okay.
the guy with whom I was
Okay.
in romantic relationships, and it's impossible. So it's
Oh.
a bad idea to. So it's impossible to stay friends after your romantic relationships, and it can м, продолжаться long. Uh,
Continue.
yeah, it can continue sometime, but uh, one one day it will come to the end, and I think it's impossible, and it's quite hurting, I guess. And it's impossible. If you stab this mark, или как это, переступить черту. So I
Sorry?
know the expression about переступить черту.
Cross
Do you
What is
know?
the
that?
Huh?
cross the
Cross hell?
Okay, just I think it's impossible and it's quite certain to stay in friendship while one of you feel something to other person.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I think this one's a little
I think it depends on how you broken up. Sometimes
okay.
you really can be friend after your relationship. I have one girl who really good friend for me, and we was in relationship about 2 years when I was young, and now she has family, and we really had a good conversation, and if I want to help or if she wanted my help, I always open for her. And I don't know. It's on. It depends on how you broken up. Sometimes people just do it so unpolite. Yes, unpolite.
Unpolite. Unpolite.
Unpolite, and after that you really don't want to see person
That
who
person.
person who was with you just a long time.
Okay. All right. Well, well, I do believe they can. If honestly, I do believe they can. But well, usually it's depends on everyone's reasons. Depends on the reason of breaking up and the reason of getting the relationship in the first place. Because I suppose sometimes if you're colleagues or your schoolmates, well, if you used to help each other before, you still might or still can continue helping each other now. But I'm not saying it's optimal. It's the optimal way of doing it. But hey, it's one way. Who knows? All right. Um. And then the next one says, "I don't love you anymore. I don't love you anymore."
The most honest way
The
Yeah.
and
most.
the most hurt.
Are you serious?
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah, honest but hurting, but it I think this is the one of the best ways because it's better to cut relationships in a very fast way. And yeah, this is yeah the most hurting way,
Huh?
but it's honest. Nothing better
Honest.
than honest. Yeah, nothing better than
Honest.
honesty.
Okay. And what about you, Pasha? What do you think about this one?
I think this is good because after that you didn't complain something because you don't laugh, and it's all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Well, I find. Well, I. Well, this one is weird. This one is a little weird. I don't know. Personally, for me, I think love comes and goes, but I'm not. Well, if you actually understand what it is. Um. But yeah. This one for me is a little weird. I need some time to be on my own. I need some time to be on my own. Please, who wants to elaborate on this one? Who wants to elaborate on this one? Nobody? Well, I suppose,
I
Oksana,
think
you want to try this one out?
You know that I need to some time to be on my own. It's just the same as Um, well, that's a good one actually. If you don't want all this drama around you, and you just wanna calmly, just go away and to really be on your own. And if the girl or a guy
Mm-hmm.
really clever and
Mm-hmm.
realizes sees the whole picture,
Uh-huh.
they wouldn't insist on you
Uh-huh.
to explain something or to be with you again and to continue all this stuff, and I think that's a good one. It's
Okay.
actually maybe better than just to say, I don't love you anymore. And I doubt that you can just everything is just great. You play that you are happily together, and one day you just come up to person and say, I don't love you anymore. Like snow on your head. How to say?
Yeah.
It should. It's usually it doesn't happen this easy. You just should see that with each day, every day situation gets worse and worse, and
Uh-huh.
people and both sides understand that they are not so happy together as they were previously. So there is no need to say, I don't love you anymore. They just can, have a normal, calm conversation, and to come up to the idea that maybe that's it, because there is no feeling anymore.
Well, no feeling anymore.
Yeah,
Okay.
you notice it, every day. You see what happens in your relationship.
Well, I think this I need some time to be on my own excuse is sort of like a well, okay, if you're being honest about it, then maybe it might be true. It might be all right. But it's also sort of like a well, I believe in discussing problems. I believe if you're having a problem with your partner, with your significant other, you should discuss it, right? Because you know what they say, well, when you give yourself you want to sort of heal with them, right? Not heal from them. Because when you heal from them, then it becomes a little of a difficult situation to let them back in. And you do it a couple of times, and then you guys just lose that chemistry. So I don't think this one is. I think this one is a, well, but sometimes people might use this excuse when the relationship is becoming sort of overloaded with little stuff, right? You know, like this when it's one little thing after another little thing, one little thing after another little thing, and then it's months and months of the relationship, and then you guys are just up each other's necks all the time. Then, well, this one might seem like a logical reasoning. Okay, all right, and then the next one you have is you're a fantastic person, but you are too good for me.
It's the same as it's not you, it's me. It's the same shit. Again, one polite way to say goodbye.
Okay.
And I think that, mm, of course, your partner will get you that you
Uh
just
huh.
don't hurt his or her feelings. That's
Uh
it.
huh. Uh huh. Uh
And
huh.
of course, what the hell it means? You are too good for me. It's immediately you understand that the person just wants to go to break up with you, and that's it. But just in polite way again, to make you look better in this situation.
All right.
That's not your fault, kind of.
Uh huh. It's my fault. Don't get mad at yourself. Be mad at me. Don't cry. Hit me with something. Pinch me. Stuff like that, right? Okay. But Pasha, what do you think about this one, Pasha?
Well, I think this is good for boy, and sometimes boy uses quote because this is an easy way to say goodbye, and nothing discuss about relationship. And I think when people said it, they really have decided. No, they really decided go away.
Wow. Okay. Um. Okay. So I think I'm just too young to settle down. I think I'm just too young to settle down. What do you guys think about this one? Katerina, please.
That may be honest, because if you are really like, if you are a boy, no, okay, a man, and you are 22 years old, for example, of course it means that you are not ready to, uh, don't have some good time with other girls, don't hang out with other chicks and stuff
You
like
need
that.
some time.
This
You need
is
some time.
wrong from this side.
Okay.
Yeah, I can understand it. It's just honest. It's not that you are too good for me. It's bullshit. But here you say the truth that I'm too young. I wanna have fun and hang out with other chicks, and that's not enough for me. And that's yeah, that's nice.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm thinking, what's the Russian? I know the Russian word, but I don't know the English word. So they want to relax, right? Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. In English, what do you say? Well, I suppose they want to have fun. Well, they want to have fun before they settle down. Yes, something
Mm-hmm.
like that. Good. Okay. And then what about the next one? We are very different at different points in our life.
That's maybe on truth. Maybe truth. That's also honesty. Honest reason, so to say.
Uh, well, I think, Ekaterina, you want to add something to this one?
Could you please repeat this explanation?
Uh, we are we are at very different posts.
Oh, that's what I experienced. It's not silly explanation, and it's true. It's really true. So this is a good point because if you're extremely different, if you think about from like, do you hear some noise?
They who?
Do you hear
Yes.
some noise? Ah, it's the part.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
so I think it's a good point because if you see at your future life from different perspectives, it's impossible to go further together. So, as for me, it's a good explanation, good reason to break up. If you're completely different.
Yeah.
All right. So I think this one is well, I've used this one before, actually, to be honest. And well, actually, it was true because at that point in my time, well, at that point in my life, unlike most Belarusians, she wanted to travel, go places, stuff. I just wanted to work. That's it. Wake up, go to work, come back home, do my homework, go back to work. That's it, literally, right? And she wants to travel, right? Okay, traveling is fun, but it's expensive sometimes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So at different career positions came through. She was at a good place in her career, okay, and I was just starting mine. And I just suppose, well, I had a lot to sort of aim for, and she had already arrived at the point, right? Well, early starter. What can you say? Okay. And then what about the last one? I think we rushed into the relationship too fast.
What? Can
The
you
last
repeat?
one. I think we rushed into the relationship.
It can be too fast if you meet right person. It
Come
never
again?
fast. Huh?
It's never what?
It's
It's
never fast, and it's always a good time to dive into relationships if you meet the right person. You never
And how?
say that it was too fast or I'm too young or I'm not ready if you meet the right person.
anyway. If person says that, it means that he or she doesn't want to be in a relationship with you. That's it, and they just try to find that's a good reason to say you to tell you this reason, but that means the only thing that this person doesn't want to be with you, and it will say he or she will say whatever you like, but it means only one thing eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually. Okay. Well, anyway, all right. So, but how did you guys deal with breakups? How do you, or do you have any tricks for dealing with a breakup? Or from your own personal experience, how do you deal with the breakup, ladies?
Um, Awful. but we all should experience these situations because it forms our personality. It makes us
Okay.
stronger. And the main thing that we should do is to learn some lessons from this, and to it's always extremely hard to deal with it, to overcome this depression and disaster, personal disaster. But and as for me, I just try um, to not to allow myself to
Okay.
not to do anything. So I always try to do something new, to be busy. So for me, the best way is to be busy, to meet my friends, to work a lot, to think a lot. So it's never easy if you experience real feelings. So there is no
Remedy.
recipe. Huh?
Okay. No recipe,
There is
no remedy, right?
there is no recipe to how to overcome this in easier way. It's always complicated and difficult.
Yikes. Okay. All right. And Pasha, maybe you want to help the ladies? Is
My,
Pasha still here with us? Pasha.
I just listen to you, but I have a trouble with my microphone.
But now there
What's
is no
happening? But now we can hear you.
And
Uh,
I make a lot of additional voices. Yes,
yeah, there's a little buzzing, yeah.
just listen to you.
but now it's
Okay.
clear.
But all right, okay. So we're going to read an article actually, right? We're going to read an article on the page about a woman dealing with a breakup. Her name. So based on the title of the unit, you can tell what happened, right? So the title of the unit goes, "Don't get mad, get even." Don't get mad, get even. What does it mean to get even? Someone does bad, someone does you bad, and you pay them back with the same coin. You do them bad too, right? Okay, you sort of even out this the even out the results. Okay, so how are we gonna go about this? How are we gonna go about this? How are we gonna go about this? But probably you've heard of experiences of how people dealt with a divorce. Any experiences you found interesting you like to share with us? None? No? I suppose that's a no. Okay, so this lady is a French artist. Just some background information before I read the article. So she's a French artist, okay, and she she actually got dumped by her boyfriend through email.
Oh,
Okay, all right. And this is how she reacted. Um, uh, so I'll just read the text here, and okay, you guys listen, okay? So the text starts with saying, "Getting your own back." The exhibition, Plein Rendezvous, Take Care of Yourself, was first a huge success at the Venice Biennale and then at the Bibliothèque Nationale in Paris. Still not working, Oksana? Oh, she got pissed. So one day, Sophie. Okay, so it has since toured in Europe and the Americas and has been published as a book with the same title. One day, Sophie's Carl's mobile beeped. It was an email from her boyfriend. He was dumping her electronically, adding that it hurt him more than it hurt her. So here's a short extract of the letter. All right? Whatever happens, that's what he writes. Whatever happens, you must know that I will never stop loving you in my own way, the way I have loved you ever since I have known you, and wish will stay part of me and never die. I wish that things had turned out differently. He ended, take care of yourself. Well, of
Can you
course, how
tell
do you think so? Sorry?
background? I was absent because of my internet connection.
I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, so the background story again was what? Sophie got a call one day. So, sorry, her mobile phone beeped. It was an email from her boyfriend. Okay? Sophie's a French artist. Okay? And her boyfriend was dumping her electronically, adding that it hurt him more than it hurt her. And so he wrote the message, whatever happens, you must know that I will never stop loving you in my own way, the way I have loved you ever since I have known you, which will stay part of me and never die. I wish things had turned out differently. Take care of yourself. Okay?
It's from her ex, you mean?
Yes, from my ex. That's the text he sent. Okay? So this is what Sophie did. Sophie, of course, was heartbroken, but she's one of France's best-known avant-garde artists, specializing in turning private fear or pain into public art. And 2 days after getting the email, she started a new project. This is what one of her project says. I received an email telling me it was over. I didn't know how to respond. It was almost as if it hadn't been meant for me. It ended with the words, take care of yourself. And so I did. I asked 107 women, chosen for their professional skills, to interpret this letter, to analyze it, comment on it, dance it, sing it, dissect it, exhaust it, understand it for me. Answer for me. It was a way of taking the time to break up, a way of taking care of myself. What do you guys think? Extreme, all right, sensible, reasonable, too much?
If she's an avant-garde artist and she earns living doing that kind of things, I think that's all right for her. That's her way to, convert her feelings into something meaningful.
Okay.
So I guess that's all right for us,
Okay.
at least.
Okay. Ekaterina, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it was a great idea about her because, first of all, her ex-boyfriend, he wasn't polite, breaking up with her by email. It's a extremely bad idea because he's not brave guy because he wasn't able to see in her eyes personally and did it.
He wasn't able to confront her, right? He wasn't able to confront her, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she had all rules, do everything she wants, and I think it's a good idea about converting her bad emotions into art.
Okay. All right. So what do you think of people? What do you think of the guy? So I understand he was very cowardly to break up on the phone. But based on the context of the letter, can you say anything from him? Pasha, can you talk now?
He's
No,
not
Pasha
here.
cannot talk. Ladies,
You
based on the
know,
content of the letter. Letter.
yeah, it's like he wanted, he was too coward for to come up to her and say it in front of her eyes, but that's why he maybe decided to write something so full of love and nice emotions to
Uh-huh.
sort of again don't feel so much guilty
Uh-huh.
do not feel so much guilt about the whole situation.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I break up with her by letter, but at least I wrote how much I love her,
Some
and she
nonsense like that, right? Yes.
wouldn't blame me so much for that.
All right. Okay.
I
All
don't
right.
understand how people can break it up with by email because it's so stupid for me. For example, you can say people it's to face because I think you spent some time with this person and this is part of our story and you should do it to to face and it's not so it's not it's stupid I think
Just disrespectful, because
it's not
uh,
disrespect it's really stupid thing because it's an enormous thing because people people should discover his problems should discover and I think more scary thing say I love you than say goodbye for me for example.
at least
Yeah.
she got rid of this kind of a person, so dumb person, and that's good for her that she is now alone without this kind of a person, at least
We need
But
to ask.
my point of view.
but
So
Okay.
good
maybe
for
but maybe if I know that the girl is so hysterical, maybe I would send email. Maybe yes.
But all right. Okay. Okay. Anyway,
If if maybe she has a black belt of karate, I don't know.
yeah, maybe
if she has a black belt in karate, don't risk it. All right. Don't risk it, man. All right. Don't risk it. She can really hurt you. All right. But I don't know. I suppose like you should at least try to confront her and let her know and let her in on how you feel. I think. All right. I think it's good to do. All right, to at least confront her. But all right, okay. So let's see how far because she sent this email to lots of people and asked them to help her sort of decipher it, right? To understand it, okay? To break it down to help her with the, okay? So let's see what information she got, okay? Let's see what information she got, okay? So she says the women Sophie sent the email to included an actress, an editor, an opera singer, a criminologist, a linguist, a lyricist, and her mother. She asked them to read the email, to analyze it, to interpret it according to their job while she filmed and photographed the result. Sophie's mother, who clearly knows her well, wrote, "You leave, you get left. That's the name of the game. And for you, this breakup could be the wellspring of a new piece of art. Am I wrong?" That's what her mother wrote. The editor ridiculed the boyfriend's grammar. The lyricist wrote a song, and the criminologist had this to say about the email writer. "He's proud, narcissistic, and egotistical. He says, I more than 30 times in a letter with 23 sentences. It is possible that he studied literature. He probably prefers jazz to rock. I can imagine him wearing polo-neck sweaters rather than a suit and a tie. He must have a small kitchen and cook up tasty little meals. He must have charm, but not be classically handsome. He's an authentic manipulator, perverse, psychologically dangerous, and or a great writer to be avoided at all cost. It was therapy for Sophie, and she quickly began to get over the relationship. After a month, I felt better. There was no suffering. It worked. The project had replaced the man. With hindsight, Sophie's ex almost certainly wishes that he had followed his first instincts. It seemed to me it would be better to say what I have to say face to face. Though he isn't named in the exhibition, it is sure bet that when he dumps his partner in the future, he'll never again say, "Take care of yourself." All right, and to sort of finish this up, round this off, we have an interview actually, right, with Sophie Cal. All right, we have an interview with her. So we're going to listen to the interview and see if there's any additional information we can get from the interview that was not there in the exercise. All right.
This work began by a real letter, a breakup letter, addressed to me by mail. A letter written in such a way that I didn't know how to answer. It seems very written. I asked a girlfriend of mine that was there the day I received it, how she would answer to such a letter. It gave me the idea immediately to give that letter to read to a woman, because I thought it was specifically a letter from a man to a woman. I chose women by their profession. I decided to give the letter to women used to interpret text. So they were very obvious one at the beginning, the writer for the style, to study the language or the syntax. Then I started to find more subtle way of interpretation, like the crossword woman that make a grid with the words of the letter, a poet that made poems with them, etc., etc. Because of Venice, we are now 1 year later, because of Venice, I realized the problem of the language in such a work, a lot of text, and I tried to find another kind of interpret protagonist, like dancer, singer, actresses, at least to make it more accessible. This work is not the only work I have in the Biennale. I'm also invited by Rob Storr in the International Pavilion, where I show a work called Pas pu saisir la mort, Impossible to Catch Death, about my mother's death. The day I learned that I was invited to be in the French Pavilion, in the same phone call through the double line, I learned my mother had 1 month left to live. And when I told her about Venice, she said, when I think I won't be there. So I wanted her to be there. And I filmed her last hours, and here I'm showing the 11 last minutes of her life when I didn't know if she was alive or dead. That moment that hard to catch, where you don't know. You could put your finger like on the last book, the last smile, the last phrase, the last words, but the last second, the last breath was impossible to catch. But it's true that when anything happens to me that seems to have a deepness or a shocking aspect, whatever that calls my attention, I have a little idea in the back of my head that I may use it sometime. I don't want anything from visitors. They are free to do what they want. I cannot give the rule of the game of the project, then give the rule of the game for the visitors of how to take it. It's not anymore my problem. I mean, it's their territory after, not mine.
All right. Additional information did you get from the interview?
So as for me,
Ladies?
I made one conclusion that sometimes even heartbreaking and hurting situation in our life can lead to beautiful result in something different.
Okay.
So it's yes, we experience pain, but it's good that it is good that this pain push us to do something beautiful as a result
Okay. All
afterwards.
right. Okay. And Oksana, you have something to add?
So relationship is not the most important thing in your life, and actually you should concentrate on your work, on things that give you pleasure, satisfaction, and you always can get away from these feelings if you are upset about something, especially relationship. And there is in the world there is no person that you can't заменить.
Replace.
That you can't replace. Yeah.
Okay.
So there is also it's just for the better,
Okay. All right. But I think the thing that's actually interesting is the fact that, well, this is something that for some people will be devastating, will be painful, they'll be heartbroken, there'll be all these things, right? But she can make something as beautiful as art from something as damaging as a breakup, right? Okay. And I suppose that this is sort of how do you put it? It's sort of
that's the
I think
right
it's approach, right, to a breakup, right? I think that's the right approach to a breakup because that automatically that way it becomes a. I see what she said, right? She replaced the project with the man, and thus her breakup did not have such a what's the word? What's the word? Did not have any negative impacts, right? Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. So, well, that's one way you can handle a breakup. Yes, that's one way you can handle that. Okay. And then I think we have one more video here to go. Sorry, give me a minute. We have one more video here to go. All right. Oh, video is called "How to Break Up." I'm having a problem. Give me a minute. All right, very good. The video is "How to Break Up." So let's see if there's something here that we agree with or something we don't agree with. Please take note of the stuff you agree with, okay, and the stuff you don't agree with, okay? Close this and put the next one on.
You met him at orchestra practice. He said he was an avid pianist. You misheard him, and you both had a good laugh. After that, he asked you on a date, and that one date led to two, and before you realized it, you've been dating this guy for a year. And lately, the magic's gone. Maybe you've just started to notice how loudly he eats soup. So, you've decided it is time to break up. But how in the world are you going to have that conversation? Hey everyone, welcome to Wellcast. This week, we're talking about that awful discussion that comes at the 11th hour of a relationship. And we're going to give you our 7-step plan for making a clean break between you and your partner. Download this worksheet on your password-protected mobile device and keep it handy for reference on the big day. You ready? Step 1. First things first. Before anything else, you need to make sure that you want to go through with this breakup. If you're not happy in the relationship, that is a huge red flag. Ask yourself the following questions. Do you communicate well? Does your partner accept you as you are? Are you open with your partner? Or do you find yourself keeping secrets from him? Do you look forward to seeing him? Or do you find yourself making excuses to avoid him? Ooh. Step 2. Figure out exactly what you're going to say to your boyfriend. Odds are, the first question he's going to ask is, why are you doing this? So, on your worksheet, write down your reason or reasons. Don't go overboard. It can be as simple as, I no longer have feelings for you, or I don't think I can trust you anymore. Step 3. Once you've committed to actually breaking up and have figured out exactly what you want to say, plan out a maximum 3-hour time period for the daunting task. These 3 hours will give him enough time to process, but keep the conversation from spiraling into a loop of rehashing the same points over and over again. Step 4. Make plans for directly after the conversation. Maybe ask a friend to catch a movie or schedule a haircut. Giving yourself a concrete out will help you leave any difficult situations. And having something to do afterward will give you time to process the breakup, but keep you from dwelling on it. Step 5. All right, the time has come. You've blocked out 3 hours, scheduled band practice for afterward, and written down what you're going to say, so say it. Remember, this conversation is going to be painful for him and you. Nothing you say is going to change that fact. Be honest, but sympathetic. Don't go overboard and don't get angry. Just say enough so that you can explain your reasons for breaking up. Step 6. When it's over, it's over. Don't lead your partner on. Tell your now ex-boyfriend that you won't be contacting him and ask him to respect this wish. Listen, you won't be doing him any favors by drawing the breakup out or leaving a door open for a relationship further down the line. You're breaking up for a reason, remember? So be sure that there are no emotional loose ends. Step 7. The stuff exchange. This should be a very brief meeting where you can both exchange belongings. But that's it. No talks of getting back together and no cementing the breakup. This meeting should take place in public, so you're not tempted to have another long conversation. And if you're worried, take a friend. Whew! You've just gone through one of the harder conversations you'll have to have for a long time. You'll probably feel low for a little while, and that's okay. Look, just because a relationship is over doesn't mean it was meaningless. In fact, the reason you're feeling so crummy is because that relationship was an important part of you growing up. Still feeling a little down after your breakup? Well, check out our breakup playlist here, specifically curated by the Wellcast team. To recap, you have decided to break up with your boyfriend. First, make sure you actually want to do this. Next, commit a time period, up to 3 hours, no longer, and work out what you're going to say before you get into the situation. When you're there, be honest, but be sympathetic with your now ex-boyfriend. Make it clear that your decision is final and ask him not to contact you for a little bit. If you both have stuff to exchange, make plans to briefly meet in a couple days in a public place so you can do that. Tweet us at WatchWellcast, email us at watchwellcast@gmail.com, or leave a comment.
Okay, guys, what do you think of her of her super plan. Right?
The most useful point is if you want to get over you really you can visit it. And when you say
I'm sorry, could you say
goodbye,
that again, please?
um, one of the most useful point from this video is when you say goodbye, you really say goodbye and go away and have never returned back.
Okay. So this means no friendship afterwards, huh? This means ended for good, right? Sort of, right? Kind of situation, yes?
Yes,
Okay.
you should be sure 100% that you want to break it up.
Exactly. Ladies?
As for me,
Well, I.
Sorry.
Please.
Okay, maybe I think these are great and extremely logical points, but it's complicated to put it into practice because life is not a plan, and our emotions. It's complicated to put our emotions into these bodies, but I like the point is make sure that you really want it,
Okay.
and extremely important to be sympathetic while breaking up. So, well, it's complicated to keep this sequence of steps and put it into practice, because when it comes to such things as relationships, we're extremely emotional, and
Okay.
it's complicated to follow some rules. But these are quite logical and good steps to do it right, to do it in respectful way.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I agree that first of all, it should be logical, following of the steps. You
Uh-huh.
shouldn't do it, occasionally just because you felt like that at this moment. Of course, you should realize that first of all, you really want this, and you have reasons to do this, and any conversations they don't help you. And then, yeah, of course, you should say it politely with
Okay.
respect, and be absolutely 100% sure in your words, and don't
Okay.
afterwards you shouldn't show the person, your ex, that this person has the hope, to get
Mm-hmm.
back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You should be, very direct with your desire to break up, and
Okay.
person
Exactly.
absolutely realize that you don't want to come back, and nothing will help to do this. Just so yeah, if it's over, it's over. If you will continue to be together and then break up, it will never end, and you will just suffer for more years, and nothing good. There is nothing good in it.
Exactly right. It sort of becomes this vicious cycle where you guys are back and front, back and front, back and front, right? And no one actually gets to do anything with the relationship. You don't get to move on. He doesn't get to move on. Something
Right.
like that, right? Sort of, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. And then also, okay. So I also agree with everything she says, right?
Yeah.
I agree with everything she says. Except that, and I also agree with the one that she said, well, give yourself a plan for afterwards, right? Give yourself a plan for afterwards, because sometimes, well, you can start a discussion and then come
This
again.
can come up to you, and you can, think, oh, maybe I, shouldn't have done this. Maybe it's better to be together. And some doubts can come up to your mind, but all illusion is all trick. Your brain tricks you because you just got used to be with this person because you spent with it some time, right? Maybe here, and of course you just get habituated, how to say, like you get this привычка, how to say.
Deja vu. Oh, I habit. You got a habit, right?
Habit, right? To be with this person, to always be together, and of course you can first of all feel a bit sadness, and you can miss this person, but it's just because of brain. Your brain got used to this, but with time you will understand that all will get to go away.
That's it. That's basically it. Because we in English we have a word for it. Give me a minute. It's right on my tongue. We call it breakup goggles. That's it. Breakup goggles. All right. You might end up having what? Breakup goggles. Okay. And then at that last moment, right, where the thing that, well, where you sort of stop seeing the thing that drives you mad the most in the relationship, and you see the thing that made you happy the most, just in that last moment, right? And that last moment makes you want to sort of stop, think, and sort of be like, well, I believe if we try again, we can actually fix it. Well, now he knows that I wouldn't mind breaking up, that I'm serious about breaking up, stuff like that. Well, okay, so stuff like that, actually, right? Okay. But yeah, okay. But all right. And then there's that for breakups, okay? But how about Pasha? So Pasha, Pavel, are you here? But so this is a girl breaking up with a guy. What about vice versa? Because in this place there's no because I think for me one of the hardest things is to deal with tears. I think for me one of the hardest things. Sorry.
Excuse me, repeat, please.
So how do you deal with tears in a breakup? Because I think for me that's
Tears?
one of the hardest things. Sorry, tears. Yes, tears.
Tears. I have never cried.
Come on, sorry.
I have never cried when I broken up, but I know my friend who was who wanted broken up with her girlfriend, and she cried so hard, and after that uh, they продолжили. They start their relationship again, but after 2 months they broken up again without tears.
Man, well, I don't know. I don't know about the whole tears thing, but honestly, I'll tell you that sometimes, to a degree, it's a little what's the word? Manipulative? Yes, it's a little manipulative, right? Okay. I don't know. I feel, right? Okay, but I understand that women, in contrast to men, are sort of a little more emotional than we are. But come on, sometimes it just a whole fountain of tears, and then you cannot just get yourself together. But ladies, what do you think? Is it manipulative or is it not?
No, it's not. I hate when somebody say that tears are some sort of manipulation, because these are emotions, and sometimes we can't control our emotions, and sometimes I would be happy if I don't want to cry, but I want to cry, and I can't control this state of my body. I don't know how to say, and I hate when somebody says this is a manipulation. I just can't control this. I would be happy if I can stop this crying process. maybe somebody use it in some for some proposals, or not proposals, aims,
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
but not me. You know, just no. You
Okay.
should try your partner and don't blame for tears. Blaming for tears, I think it's awful.
All right. All right. Well, okay. Um, uh, well, I suppose that's our ow discussion for today. Sorry,
Uh-huh.
I cut myself today in the afternoon fixing my sink. I just sort of grabbed it unknowingly. So I suppose that's our discussion for today. So well, now you know how to break up. Think about why you're breaking up, analyze everything, and understand if you really want to see this person for the last time. Okay. Um, but yeah, I suppose that's pretty much it. Okay. So that's it for today. Do we have any questions? Anything you guys want to add? Anything I missed? Anything you want to comment? Something?
No, thank you.
All right. Okay. So Asana, I hope that probably by next time your computer should work and your internet should be better. All right.
No, I like everything is all right with my Wi-Fi, but I don't know why these videos here online just can't download normally. I don't know
Okay.
why.
But if you can, you
But
could. I sent you a
my
phone, a
mobile
Telegram
phone.
phone. All right. But remember, I sent you a phone number. You could just ask them in case. Okay.
Okay, so but we will meet on Monday, yeah?
Yes, we meet same place, same time, Monday. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. So there's some quizzes, some assignment to do on the website if you can access it. Okay. So I suppose everybody have a good day, have a good night.
Thank you.
Okay.
Stay safe, have a great weekend, and see you guys around. All right.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Goodbye.